Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and many thanks to Mr. Spiros for your kind invitation. At the Third Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation in October 2023, Chinese President Xi Jinping announced that China will continue to deepen cooperation in green energy with partner countries of the BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. So as the world's largest energy producer and consumer, China ranks first in the world by renewable energy capacity. We have rich experience in solar and wind power, hydropower, and long-distance transmission of electricity. China stands ready to work with Greece in energy technology and contribute to the green and low-carbon transformation of Greece. Against such backdrop, I would like to share with you some of my observations. First, power highway is a key link in reshaping the energy pattern in Europe. Europe remains heavily dependent on imported fuels before. The delivery of crude oil and gas from the east to the west has long been the energy solution for Europe. However, in face of mounting pressures from global warming, the region is now shifting more rapidly to green energy. Pipelines are increasingly replaced by power cables. And the changes in the geopolitics landscape in recent years have not only exacerbated the urgency of energy transition, but also made Europe's energy autonomy a priority. The LNG of the United States has been shipped to Europe, filling the energy vacuum left by the Russians. This energy supply pattern is a temporary supplement to the Europe's development. It is far from a sustainable model because it is too expensive, dramatically weakening European products' competitiveness. Southeastern Europe countries are rich in renewable energy sources, but with relatively low energy consumption, while countries in the hinterland of the continent are major energy consumers. Such facts make the transmission of power from the south to the north a more acceptable solution for the future. In Greek mythology, Hermes is a god of trade and wealth because he is quick on his feet and moves easily between places. There is also a common saying in China that if you want to get rich, build roads first. This is a basic logic of China's rapid infrastructure construction over the past decades. Efficient and reliable transport is a prerequisite for long-distance, large-scale movement of factors of production. For the same reason, if Europe is to achieve energy autonomy, it must be able to ensure long-distance, large-scale energy transmission across the continent. To this end, power highway is indispensable. Second, Greece is an important hub in Europe's power highway network. Located at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa, the country enjoys a unique geographical position. Lying in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, Crete is a natural hub connecting Cyprus, Turkey, and Israel to the east, and Africa to the south. So in addition, with its abundant solar and wind energy sources, Greece has enormous potential in developing clean energy alternatives, offshore wind energy in particular. Greece's favorable location and rich renewable resources put it at a distinct advantage in the regional energy landscape. In recent years, Greece has established its role as the energy hub for southeastern Europe. The Egypt-Greece-DC interconnection has been included in IPTO's 10-year development plan, IPTO. So IPTO is also working to promote the Attica-Crete HVDC interconnection project and the preliminary work of Crete-Cyprus DC interconnection in hope of linking Cyprus to the European electricity grid. Working with its counterpart from Saudi Arabia, IPTO established a joint venture and is carrying out feasibility studies on Greece-Saudi Arabia interconnection project. These efforts show the country's determination in playing a significant role in the European power highway network. Third, China and Greece have broad prospects for complementary cooperation in power resources and technologies. A series of challenges, especially bottlenecks at the technical level, are yet to be resolved before the role of Greece in the energy interconnection of southeastern Europe can be fully realized. So Greece is far away from the hinterland of the European continent, and traditional AC transmission is characterized by problems such as high transmission losses and limited transmission distance. It means that in the development of the Greek power grid, priority should be given to advanced DC transmission technology, especially VSC, HVDC, and UHVDC, to achieve long-distance and efficient power transmission. With VSC, HVDC technology, the intermittent and unstable wind and solar energy can be converted into flexible, efficient, and clean energy, which can be transmitted to other European countries via HVDC and UHVDC cables. China has power equipment companies with the most advanced electrical technology, the most complete types of equipment, and the most complete industrial train in the world. They are able to meet the needs of power projects of all kinds, leveraging our complementaries in resources and technologies. Our two countries will have promising power transmission cooperation. Fourth, the State Grid Corporation of China, SGCC, will help Greece in its efforts to promote electricity interconnection in southeastern Europe. SGCC is the world's largest public utility company, ranking third among the Fortune Global 500, with total assets exceeding $710 billion and annual operating income exceeding $520 billion. As a global leader in power transmission, it has made remarkable achievements in the fields of HVDC, UHVDC, and VSC HVDC transmission. Now, please look at the screen. I would like to show you some pictures about the projects constructed by the SGCC. At present, SGCC has built 35 transmission lines with a total length of more than 50,000 kilometers. You can see the pictures of those transmission lines. One of them I would like to show you is that SGCC has developed strong innovation capabilities in the field of VSC and HVDC. Here you can find exactly cases. So under the support of Zhangbei project, all venues for 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics were powered with renewable energy. For the first time at the Olympic Games. So we light Beijing up with the wind from Zhangbei. In 2017, SGCC helped Brazil build the first UHVDC transmission project on the American continent. And in 2019, the 2,539 kilometers long Belo Monte UHVDC transmission project was put into operation, known as the Brazilian Power Highway. Ladies and gentlemen, as a strategic investor of IPTO, SGCC remains committed to assisting IPTO in the construction and operation of Greece's national grid. Looking ahead, SGCC will continue supporting IPTO in its efforts to promote the interconnection of grids with neighboring countries and contribute to Greece's goal of green energy transition and the role of an energy hub in southeastern Europe. I look forward to the early implementation and the results of the European Power Highway and hope that Chinese and European enterprises can work together for a win-win future in this process. I also hope that advanced power technology can be utilized to the fullest extent to benefit the people's livelihood in Greece and in Europe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Your Excellency. We have time for a couple of questions. So, given that China has a double goal in terms of achieving peak carbon emissions before 2030 and also carbon neutrality by 2060, which are very ambitious goals, what are the specific strategies and policies that you are prioritizing in China? And also you have to balance your rapid economic growth with sustainable energy practice. So that's one part. And the second part is how do these potential strategies will address the challenges posed by China's huge reliance on coal and the need for technological innovations in the renewable energies.
Okay, thank you. To achieve the goals of carbon peaking and carbon neutrality, China has made climate change adaptation a national strategy. So integrating carbon peaking and carbon neutrality into its economic and social development plans. China's energy structure now is shifting to non-fossil fuels very quickly. And coal, China is a coal, produced country. I think maybe one of the biggest coal produced countries in the past 50 or 60 years. But recently, in the past decade, coal has been transformed from the main energy source to a supporting one. We strictly control the growth of fossil energy consumption while vigorously developing the wind power, solar power, biomass power, conventional hydropower, of course, including the nuclear power, and other non-fossil energy sources. The installed capacity of renewable energy has now surpassed 1.5 billion kilowatts, historically exceeding that of the coal power. I have to say this is a really historical and miracles for Chinese green transformation strategy. China now is committed to enhancing its innovation capacity and application level of its energy technology. China has built the world's largest and the most complete and the most competitive clean energy industry trains, continuously advancing the technical levels of wind powers, solar power, geothermal energy, and ocean energy too, and for its development and utilization. We are promoting research and development in new power systems and strengthening the research and the development of frontier technologies such as energy storage, hydrogen energy, etc. As of 2023, China has completed more than half of its carbon emission reduction work. Only 4 G20 economies, namely China, Germany, United Kingdom, and the United States, are keeping up with their schedules of emission reduction. So regarding to your second question, I would like to say, first, please allow me to show you a case which is also a vivid example of the China-Europe Green Cooperation. The China Energy Group invested in the series wind power projects in Greece a few years ago. So these 4 wind farms generated energy each year to meet the electricity needs of 30,000 Greek households while reducing carbon emissions by approximately 160,000 tons annually, which is equivalent to planting 330,000 trees each year. So China and Europe have cooperated in this field of clean energy for over 30 years. We can focus on 3 key issues for our further cooperation. First, promoting cooperation in clean energy technology innovation, focusing on power generation and energy storage for solar, wind and hydrogen energy, clean core technologies, and the various stages of the supply chain for new energy vehicles. Second, deepening cooperation in the new energy industry. As the world's largest renewable energy market and the manufacturer of clean energy equipment, China can help reduce costs in Europe, providing vital support for Europe to accelerate its energy transmission, its energy transition, and benefiting the European consumers to the maximum extent. Third, enhancing policy coordination and standard alignment. China and Europe can strengthen coordination on international platforms such as the United Nations Climate Change Conference and the Biodiversity Conference to enhance consensus on global climate governance. China joined hands with European Union and established a high-level regime of the environment and climate dialogue. So both sides can also discuss issues such as climate policies, green economic cooperation, etc. The European Union's carbon market, which started earlier and is now in its fourth stage, offers valuable experience and practices that China can also learn from. The recent anti-subsidy investigation and other trade remedy measures launched by the EU against Chinese new energy vehicles and wind power equipment, frankly speaking, send negative signals of protectionism, casting a shadow over China-EU clean energy cooperation and the respective green development. The speculation of overcapacity on Chinese EV and solar panels actually, in my mind, looks more like over-anxiety on Chinese technical innovation. China's exports of EV, lithium batteries, and photovoltaic products not only alleviate global inflationary pressures, but also contribute significantly to global efforts in combating climate change and promoting low-carbon transitions. So resorting to trade protection measures under the pretext of overcapacity to suppress China's new energy industry will not only harm the EU itself, but also undermine global climate action efforts, leading to a lose-lose situation. Sustainable cooperation between China and Europe can achieve mutually beneficial and win-win outcomes. In the past 20 years, Chinese government attached great importance to the science and science cooperation with foreign countries and to its technical innovation. Many European high-tech companies and institutions are fully aware that only by participating the fierce market competition in China could the European high-tech companies remains their global competitiveness? Chinese technical innovation is not driven by me or by you or by him. It is driven by 1.4 billion people's aspiration for a better life. So in the face of global crisis, cooperation is the only solution. We stand ready to join all stakeholders, including Greece, in improving global climate governance and building a green and low-carbon world. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you very much. I will just point out that you have completely mentioned all the opportunities and challenges that Europe and China will have to face in order to, parallelize our strategies for the cleaner energy future. And I will stay to your concluding remarks that we need to have a global cooperation in terms of a global strategy, in terms of tackling climate change and also our energy problems in Europe, and also we have to face it as a global problem. Thank you very much for your time, Your Excellence.